Harusnya aman sih. YouTube iso piro yang? YouTube berapa MB? Berapa ikut deh? Delok nopo? YouTube iki lho berapa pixel bisa ya? YouTube itu lho berapa pixel? Ya apa iki jenenge? Apa sih, Cok? Hah? Iya berapa pixel? Tapi buffering ya. Ya kan buffering kan. TikToknya aman. Tak jamnya ini aku mesti cok ngelek cok. Aku gak seneng. Tapi lebih delay ya. Ini itu. Apa nih mas? Ya ben. Iya cok.
Coming to you live on this Tuesday night, it's the NBA on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan with you, joined by Doris Burke, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge reporting courtside. And this is what the schedule looks like coming up for Memphis. On Friday, they'll be matching up against Mike Conley and the Minnesota Timberwolves. And then on Sunday, they'll host the Charlotte Hornets.
And that game against the Suns, it's
Yo,
the seventh outing on the year. You feel the team will continue to round into form.
Now look at Memphis's starting group.
Iya.
Morant is the point with Bane out on the wing.
Ini buat ngomongin tok.
Magician is out there with Jaren Jackson.
Masuk kok.
And it's Clark in at the 5. And for Washington, they've got Sarr. Koulibaly is out there with Marcus Smart. Then it's Chris Middleton. And it's Champagny in at the power forward position. And even as early as it is in the season, Doris, we've got some surprising teams off to great starts.
Yeah, and I think, Kevin, the real challenge isn't getting off to that tremendous start. It's about making sure you're playing the right way and that you continue to build on that momentum. Because here's the quick thing you need to know. It's all about habits and building the right habits as you march toward the future, regardless of the time of year.
Smart misses. Here's Magician, defended by Middleton. Here's Magician, and he goes in for the dunk.
Dia masih biasa saja, belum terlalu gimana. On juga bang, on. Ayo loh kalau mau. Lancar nggak yang di YouTube?
Middleton outside. And the rebound by Jaren Jackson.
Yang di YouTube lancar nggak?
The Grizzlies on
Lagi libur bang,
offense.
iya lagi
This
libur
their
aku.
first look at this year's Washington squad.
Not exactly a game that everyone will be talking about, but both of these teams can show flashes at times.
We're seeing two teams that could be building more for the future, trying to instill a winning culture, and we'll see which team takes a step in that direction.
Sar's shot is off.
Nothing going right on the offensive end. 0 for 4 from the field.
Here's Magician.
Public.
And Sar pulls it down.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
And again, Washington no good.
Yeah, slow start right now. 5 straight misses to get this one going.
Here's Magician. Offensive rebound. Clark kicks to Morant. There's the drive.
Well, Morant's acrobatics often get the attention, but his passing is also elite.
Middleton outside. Three-pointer. Hands it from downtown.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
And the way the Wizards like to play, Greg, you can expect them to get out and run.
Ya ampun. Buildnya apa nih? SF. Build SF. Tu apa ini namanya?
Koulibaly, no good. And for the Grizzlies,
2 point.
they come in
Ya itulah
off a good
pokoknya.
outing against the Nuggets.
Katel.
Here's Magician, defended by Middleton, and it's Magician missing.
Mesti salah
I
pencet
think
tau.
he's got to settle down because right now it feels like he's rushing, like he's forcing some shots. This quarter he has been
Build
completely bothered.
SF tapi aku nggak main di MyCareer. Aku main di NBA.
And here are the Grizzlies now after the basket by Washington.
He is just not taking smart shots out
Jadi
there.
ya,
Pattern
nyoba-nyoba
he has
sih aku.
fallen into tonight.
And Koulibaly gets it to go.
Lagi nyoba-nyoba, jadi nggak tahu enak atau enggak. Turnya sih seru.
No, I think defensively that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't
Turnya
typically
seru.
end well.
Turnya seru.
Oh, let's go home. That was just ridiculous.
I do not remember the last time I saw a dunk
Oh, bisa
like
1080 juga
that in
ya.
a game. And that's
Yang di
life
TikTok.
above the rim, courtesy of our AT&T 5G Slam King. And we've got a timeout call by
Asik
Brian
banget rasanya.
Keefe. And coach
Jauh
has
lebih seru
decided
kalau
they need a
menurutku
moment to talk
di
things over.
ini di mana namanya
Santai
NBA.
checked in for
Cuman
the
ya
Grizzlies.
gitu, minusnya
Different
adalah
for Bane.
bukan dari nol,
Let's
udah
use
langsung
this
jadian
break for a
gitu.
quick look at the squads that
Gak tahu
really
aku
made
bisa
it
atau
happen
enggak.
on the fast
Cuman yang
break
jelas
last season.
setahu
The Wizards second.
aku belum cari-cari sih. Setahu aku langsung bisa langsung jadian lah gitu build-nya.
George passes to Holmes.
Kan di TikTok lo aman, Cok. Kan di YouTube kenapa kok muncul kayak gituan?
Jacks up a three. Grizzlies with the rebound. Fresh from a win against the Nuggets.
Yeah, in that game, I thought they took advantage of some sloppy play, but give them credit. They turned mistakes into points.
Well, you have to capitalize when your opponent has miscues and give this team some credit. Every time that opponent turned it over, they capitalized.
Clock is at 3. From the arc.
Alah,
And it's Magician missing.
Poor execution. That was not how they drew up that possession.
And Koulibaly gets it to go.
masih nyoba-nyoba
47
build aku.
seconds left here in the first quarter. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Magician's shot is good.
Enak kok. Sebenarnya enak sih. Menurutku enak sih.
Such a multi-talented threat on the offensive end, and you love his confidence.
Pass to George. Here's Kispert. The shot's good on the assist by George.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
Here's Magician.
Alah!
Down by Kispert.
If
Yeah.
you try something like that, you better be sure to complete it.
Poole on the wing. Lets the three fly, and the last second attempt does not go in for him. So at the end of one quarter of play, still a close game. It's the Wizards. And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Wizards.
Oh, man, how about the mid-range jumper from these guys?
And some changes here for the Grizzlies. Sharon Jackson, he's checked in for Santai Aldama. Magician comes in for Wells. And it's Morant in for Bain. Koulibaly is out there with Marcus Smart. Then there's Kispert. Then it's Sarr. And it's Middleton in at the 3, the small forward. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington. Pass to Magician. He dents the rim with a two-handed slam. Wow.
Oh, inflicting some
How's it
punishment
going?
with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Middleton against Pippen. And there's the 3-second call, this one on the defense. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for Memphis.
And guys, they've done a great job feeding their bigs inside. They are just punishing the opposition in the paint.
Yeah, and I also love the intensity they've shown on the glass early on. Keeping plays alive, creating second chance shots, that's nice.
And Washington making a change here. Champagne's checked in.
Marcus Smart does a little bit of everything. You love to see him sharing the rock.
Morant finds Pippen. Here's Magician, defended by Kispert. Morant outside. Here's the screen. Connects from three-point range. Morant's got 6.
And after that ragged first quarter, they're getting some momentum, some confidence. Nice flow.
Now here's Kispert. He's guarded closely. Here's Sarr, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. And while the offense is developing, Alex Sarr is already a huge presence at the defensive end.
Yeah, along with being a great rim protector, he's a 7-footer who can really slide his feet on the perimeter. He can switch on the guards and make them work for their opportunities.
Chris Middleton's checked in for Corey Kispert. Then for the Grizzlies, Brandon Clark comes in for Edey, and it's Bain in for Pippen.
Terrific dime there. Morant realizing his responsibility to share the wealth with his teammates.
Middleton outside.
Alah.
And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. 30 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Here's Magician. And the Grizzlies tack on 2 more.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way.
To the inside. The fader. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Sarr's got his second basket of the game. So we've reached the end of the first half of play. Grizzlies lead by 11. We're going to step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after our halftime.
I think for Memphis, they've had a great start to the season as we thought.
Under
They
5-0
play together, they play for one another, they're well.
Now we'll take a look back at that first half. What an all-around performance it was for the Grizzlies.
As a team,
And
Lumayan
that
lah,
about
lumayan
wraps
lah,
it up.
lumayan
And as the
lah.
third quarter is a
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. One guy who's been getting it done is Magician.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
Boy, he has been shouldering the load. Aggressive, skilled, talented, and thus far unstoppable.
Woo!
Moran is
Sakit
the
itu.
point with Bain out on the wing. Jackson is out there with the Magician, and it's Clark in at the pivot spot.
Ya udah
manning the
ambil
middle.
sana.
Nice job capturing the moments on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Here's Champagny, still yet to score. Here's Middleton, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It goes on Brandon Clark.
A solid passer and rebounder, but it's really scoring where Middleton shows up big. He can be just relentless on that end of the floor.
When a team, Doris, is on a losing streak, what lessons can be learned from that?
Yeah, Kevin, you know this. Losing streaks seem to be inevitable in the NBA. The season is too long to go through without some adversity. What I think you learn is grit and how to keep fighting even when you don't have your best game available.
Nggak bisa lah.
They're
Cepetan.
smart. Well, Greg, they're making a... valiant effort to come all the way back. Wow.
And they need to take care of the basketball. Plenty of time. No need to force anything.
Nice ball movement by Washington. To the paint. Here's Sar. Good, and the assist
Koplok
goes to Middleton.
kontol tolol.
Sar's got his third bucket of the night.
Letting the big man Sar go to work inside. I like seeing him being aggressive down low.
And it's Magician missing. Middleton on the wing. He has 6.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight. Whoa, whoa, whoa. The solo alley. That's not something we see too often.
Timed perfectly. Caught the defense totally off guard. Just over a minute and a half have passed here in the third quarter. And
20 poin, guys.
Keep calling timeout here.
Masuk ah.
He wants to regroup and go over the strategy.
And the lack of rim protection top of the
Cara
list.
And the question they're going to have to answer to me is it a problem with the scheme or is it a problem with matchups?
All right, a chance to check out the numbers for Bain. Coming off a terrific season. He was around 23 points a game last year. 5 assists and 4 rebounds. And what is crazy is that these numbers might not even do his game justice. He's been phenomenal.
Feels like every night this guy does something that just blows your mind. So fun to watch, someone the other players look up to.
Saw the pass to Champagny.
nice.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. The Wizards shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game.
And if we want to take a look back, they converted about 76%.
Fokusan gini nggak sih yang ya apa sih? Makanya ojo anggar masuk kamu. Gini loh. Tapi nanti ayang kelihatan. Nggak mau. Ini aja dah. Dah. Agak singkat. Nah, sudah. Nah, gini aja dah. Nah.
From the line.
Well, when you talk about the NBA going global, the last 6 MVPs, Doris, as you know, all international players.
Kevin, what I
Sedikit
love
ayang.
about this is the NBA wants the best players, regardless of. Wow.
Woo!
How good was Zach? Felt the taller defender on him, gave a little extra burst, and that's all it
Mana
took.
ini? Oh, banyak yang.
Wizards trail by 14.
Mana Sunduk?
Middleton outside. And Bain pulls it down.
Now, I'll tell you, they're going to need more from this guy if they're going to cut into this deficit.
Here's Magician. They get it back. Second shot opportunity. Launches a three. Trains it from beyond the arc. Magician's got 25 points.
Enak kok jirangnya.
Well,
Aku
they're
seneng.
leading in large part because of the work he's put in
Berapaan
this
jirangnya?
quarter. This is nicely done.
Wow.
Back to Smart. For three, Middleton. Good and
Ada anak petisnya, nak.
assist. Smart's got his 6th assist on the night.
Well, you can see it's a matter of pride out there for these guys.
Absolutely. When someone makes a shot, the first thought is, I want my
Kelihatan
own
tak?
back.
I mean, he is tearing the defense apart.
Enak
And
banget.
let's face it, they have not brought their A game on that side of the ball.
Getting the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Kevin, the league recalibrated its emphasis on fouling during last season. Commissioner Adam Silver said there was a sense that offensive
Nice.
players had too much of an
Public.
advantage. So an adjustment was made. The fans want great offense, but they want players to be allowed to play defense
Nice.
as well. And I think that's what we're seeing. Kevin, it's a welcome change.
Welcome indeed. No doubt about it, DA. Now a timeout called by Memphis.
Ini loh, Bang. Hendaknya mana?
Santai Aldama's checked in for the Grizzlies. Right now, let's bring up the 2K leaderboard and see the teams that really knew how to clog the passing lanes last season. The Grizzlies 4th.
You could tell by watching them how much they
Double click again.
enjoyed playing defense. They seem to have an endless reserve of energy flying around and pressuring the basketball.
Here's
Alah.
Clark. Pass the Magician. 1:14 left in the third quarter.
Alah,
The
keblok.
rejection by Holmes.
Alah. Injury rate.
On the wing, Koulibaly. Poole with it. And there's the defensive 3-second call. Jaren Jackson's checked in for the Magician. And what do you guys think so far? So no problem for Memphis as they get the win. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't
Ambil
care
enggak,
what
enggak
the
dia nak.
matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much, Ja. A lot of swag on this team tonight. Who's responsible for that confidence?
I feel like we all talk to each other, even the coaching staff. Coach let us play with a lot of freedom. Everybody have the green light, so I mean, there's no reason to lack confidence when you have.
Thank you, David. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Abah, serius Abah. Abah? Hmm. Previer. Coba SK shooting core forward. Ya, boleh lah. Hancur sih minus Pak.
The Memphis players making their way through the tunnel earlier, and the home fans are already fired up to get this game started. Welcome everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for this NBA presentation. I'm Brian Anderson. With me tonight, Grant Hill and Richard. And both of these teams have guys that can straight up fly, like a team full of young Richard Jeffersons.
Look, I've been on some crazy athletic teams before, both in college and the pros. And these teams, they are right up there in terms of athleticism.
And to look at Minnesota's opening lineup. Ant is at the 2 with McDaniels playing the 3. Julius Randle out there with Naz Reid. And it's DiVincenzo in at the 1 spot. Ivy against Randle.
Woo! And it's flushed down. A nice jam. Oh, rocketing off the floor. Ivy using all of his athletic ability on the jam.
Down low. Here's McDaniels. And he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
Nice ball movement there. Delivered the pass right on time.
The drive by Morant. And then Morant with the dunk.
That first step of Ja, he's one of the few guys that's not only quick, but fast. And this man is lightning fast.
Outside, DiVincenzo. McDaniels from long range. The rebound by Jackson. A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. And Grant, the success of teams like the Timberwolves showing that size still matters.
Yeah, in this pace and space era, that may have come into question just a bit, but size and skill combined has always been your best bet at winning.
Ooh, powered down with both hands.
What a finish. I mean, he just took over himself.
What a show of power right there from the point guard. Man, sweet.
A point guard getting up like that? Boy, that is special.
And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Edey. And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
I had a chance to catch up with Memphis head coach. He was emphatic, saying that Edwards was their main concern, telling me Anthony poses problems on both sides of the ball, and he is relentless. He doesn't let up. He wants his guys to match Edwards' energy.
Okay, thank you, Allie. And Edwards puts up a deep 3. Oh, wow. Drew the contact. Almost went in. So he'll go to the line for 3 free throws. It's going to be on Jaden Ivey. This is his first opportunity at the line this evening.
Well, we know Edwards has an impressive skill set, but what really separates him is the competitive edge that he plays with.
And he makes all 3. Grant, when it comes to Anthony Edwards, fair to say he's meeting expectations so far.
Oh, no question, B.A. The first overall pick in the 2020 draft, Edwards has been anything but a bust. Now we are seeing him trying to compete for titles.
When Ja is knocking down that 3 consistently, it takes his game to a different level.
Here's DiVincenzo, and that one makes him 2 for 2. He's in his rhythm.
Pounding it inside early and often, setting a physical tone.
Memphis has gone 1 for 3 from beyond the arc. Here's Morant. And then Morant with the jam.
As usual, Morant bringing down the house.
Just an awesome display of athleticism on our AT&T 5G slam
Yes.
cam. The Timberwolves have gone 3 of 5 here in the opening quarter. For 3, DiVincenzo connects from downtown. DiVincenzo's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
And here's Morant outside. Anthony Edwards with a rebound. Minnesota leading by 3. First quarter of play, and we're about 3
Ano
minutes
bang?
in.
Makan cireng.
Randall inside. And out of bounds. The Grizzlies will take it. And let's
Makan
take this time
cireng.
to bring up the list of last season's elite shot blocking teams. The 4th spot held by the Grizzlies. 5th best, Minnesota.
One look at last season's shot blocking numbers, and it's clear that these are 2 squads that love to play the physical game down in the paint.
Pippen, he's checked in for Ja Morant. The Timberwolves also with a sub. Alexander Walker's checked in. Pippen, the pass to Ivy. Puts it up from 15. The rebound by the Timberwolves. This is the first they're seeing of Memphis.
Yeah, they got swept by this team in the season series last year, which goes against all logic.
I'm being told we've got Shams Charania on the line with a developing story. Shams, what's the scoop?
Thank you, B.A. Even though it's still early in the season, the Pistons are already making moves. They were looking for a player to light a fire for this organization, and were able to land Desmond Bane not only for what he'll provide for them on the floor, but he's the spark they need to ignite the energy this team was looking for. So look out, this seems like a pretty strong move to me.
Always great to hear from you, Shams. Thanks so much. And here's Ivy from the arc. Count it. 2 for 4
Count
from the
it.
field now.
And something Ivy
Terang
continues
kita.
to improve. He's becoming a real threat from downtown.
And Chris Finch has called timeout. He's going to talk it over with his guys. Both teams will make substitutions.
Kenyang tak kenyang.
Here's Conley. There's 57 seconds left in the opening quarter. Randall against Jackson. Randall, the pass to Gobert. Book it. And it's Randall with the assist.
And their offensive game plan is clear. Get it inside and go to work.
Grant, they could attempt a 2 for 1
Bacot
here.
ket kontrol CT
The
gitu.
key here is a good look.
Uses the glass on the layup.
I like the intention, the focus, finding a way to make it work inside.
Conley looking for an opening. 27 seconds left in the first quarter here. Chalk up 2 there.
Defensively, they've got to get more bodies in the paint. That's 3 straight field goals from below the free throw line.
Here's Pippen. He's guarded by Conley.
Alah,
Pippen, no
tolol.
Outside Conley. 3-pointer. It's not going to go for him. The baskets were coming early and often in the first quarter. It's Minnesota up by 4, and we'll get things started in the second quarter when we return. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And let's take a moment to get your take, guys, on the scoring so far for the Timberwolves.
Well, they're off to a good start, getting it inside and scoring at close range. Solid fundamentals so far in this
Man weapon.
And another thing, they found the open man. Really playing unselfish basketball, moving the ball
Apa
around there.
cet jancuk titik kontol. Pepek raimu.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in.
Kontol, aku yang jawab goblok raimu goblok.
Well is take care of the ball. That's their first turnover of the game.
Aku yang jawab tolol. Budek ae kupingmu gak mbok urupno. Kontol iki. Iso gak melpi lho suaraku lho ono. Mosok. Ngomong goblok. Ngomong tolol. Ya telan niku speakernya tidak endi tolol. Iku nih lo laptopmu iku lo speakernya tidak endi. Voice. Gak replay goblok anjen kan delete tolol. Lek nang YouTube bodoh iki cuk. Baca tempe.
Minnesota leading by 4. Santi Aldama out there with Brandon Clark. Then there's Ja Morant. Then there's Tobias Harris. And it's Pippen in at the point. That's the lineup out there for the Grizzlies. For all the adversity Memphis faced last season, Richard, there were some silver linings.
BA, they had a lot of talented young players get more minutes than they might have otherwise.
Oh, nak suara nih kan, ngomong nak suara nih lo tolol itu.
Than experience.
2 points.
Oh, kami ini gede nih lo, goblok jadi gitu tolol itu.
Great assist. The offense is really clicking now.
Cek coba ya nang YouTube ya.
The Grizzlies shoot it.
Kepau. Kok iso gak ada suara nih lo? Ono suara jelas-jelas ono suara nih ini kok ngomong gak ada suara nih. Bufferingan cok. Ono suara nih kok. Bodoh iki. Bodoh raimu kucit. Bodoh raimu kucit. Tolol. Ngerti tolol lah. Bodoh. Capek aku cok.
50% of the game so far. Outside for Moran. That shot missing.
Saya gue sisa level bio ngelek. Yan goblok raimu berarti tok kontol.
Moran against Gobert. Outside Edwards. The 3 is up.
Bodoh cok raimu iku cok. Ono arek binus. Bodoh cok, arek binus model kayak kon kabeh. Bangkrut cok binus cok.
Time now to hear from our reporter Ali LaForce.
Mati kon. Selimur tidak ramah. Ben. Gak ono ramah-ramahan, gak tai-taian lek aku.
We want to be big at the rim and force our size on opponents. Ryan, he loves to see other teams hesitant to venture into the paint.
Hearing footsteps, right? Ali, thanks. Some changes for Memphis. Edey comes in for Clark. And Ivy subbed in for Pippen. Reed's checked in for Minnesota. DiVincenzo comes in for Conley. Ivy against Edwards. Oh, nice shot by Ivy. Ivy's got 7 points.
Oh, one of the better attackers of the rim. Ivy will not.
Blue. Apa sayang? Aku sih ankle dah lagi pemain gue. KPKP dituku, terus aku mau kayak sopo blok. Gitu loh. Kemudian juga di jiwa, ya kan mau nggak kalau mau. Iya,
Welcome, sports fans. Thanks for joining us. It's the NBA. Another NBA season, Clark, upon us. What's the biggest change you've seen since you played?
Well, I think a couple of things. Actually, I would consider these a tie, the ball handling and the three. Point shoot.
Menang yang ngeri ya. Sampai kapan nih? 1-2 minggu dan 94 1 sampai 2 minggu November seminggu 2 minggu seperti ini. Enggak mau. Sion kah? Wih, Sion masuk sini, Cok. Nggak salah. Oh, sekarang. Yang tumblek.
Let's meet the starting lineup for the visiting Toronto Raptors. At shooting guard, Brady Dick. At center, Robert Perry. At the other guard position, Emmanuel Quigley. At small forward, Brandon Ingram.
Iya, itu loh.
At the other forward position, Scotty Barnes. The head coach of the visiting team is Darko Rayappi.
Mau kok.
Now, introducing the starters for the Memphis Grizzlies.
Hi, everybody. A moment here to see the numbers for Ja Morant.
And he's been outstanding offensively as of late. These last 5 games, he's been a beast at the offensive end. A different level score than he had.
And the players going through their game preparation, making sure they're full. It's an exciting Sunday night edition of the end. And through this early portion, Greg, of the season, we've had our fair share of surprises.
Yeah, it's fun to see the preseason predictions.
Cek kurang oleh main aku anjing. Nah, guys main. Gitu dong kawan. Main silakan. Selamat datang BJB.
Approaching the midway point of the season now, Grant. How much do players want to be named an all-star?
You know, BA, I'd say for the young guys and for guys in their twilight years too, it means a lot. But for the guys that have done it a few times before, you know, sometimes that weekend off is a nice reset button.
And here's Memphis's starting group. They've got Ja Morant, Jackson out there with Brandon Clark. Then there's Jaden Ivey, and it's Magician in at the 3, the small forward. Here's Magician, and he slams it in one-handed.
BA, when he gets the rim in his
Bareng apa, bro?
sights, it's tough to
WGB
stop.
13S.
So aggressive and a determined finisher. Nice. And they blow
Kok
the
full?
whistle just as
Lah
he
kok
gets
full?
it off. That's 2
Goblok.
points with a chance at another one at the stripe.
That's a strong take by Wiggins. I like the aggressive.
Punyanya Fantek ini.
Miami shooting their first foul
Happy
shot
kan?
of the night. And Wiggins no good on that one. And Grant, the Heat last season retiring Udonis Haslam's number 40.
Yeah, he played his entire 2-decade career in his hometown of Miami.
Alah.
His contributions on the court, what he meant to this organization off the floor was just as important. He's not playing within himself. 2 fouls in less than a minute. He's got to dial it back.
Sayang nggak dicariin Mama.
That one misses.
Now you talk about player development. In a few short seasons,
On the court for Memphis. Edie out there with Jaren Jackson. Then there's Ja Morant. Then there's Jaden Ivey. And it's
Mati!
in at the small forward position. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Here's a great quote from Coach Bolstra, who said, "The Miami Heat culture is a system based on discipline and hard work. We stand for something. That's competition. That's winning. We feel that there's a championship DNA that you can develop." And Brian, they walk the walk.
One of the great organizations in the league, Allie. Outside Burks. Here's Hero. Again, the Heat misses.
man, miss after miss for him. When you're having a quarter like that,
Jamuran Kiki.
Oh, wow.
Gila.
Okay, Ja turning it loose. Someone throw that man some water.
And that was our AT&T 5G Slam Cam, bringing you the sauce. Burks with it. He has 7. Here's Wiggins. Oh, sweet move. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws.